Hello everyone, welcome to the video and hope you are doing great. So maybe you can see I have a couple of Streams API methods, and all these methods are to manipulate or handle the data in the collections. And why I'm having these? Because frequently you will use these methods. So the most frequently used methods are available in my session now, and let's look at each and every method and what it does and how we are going to talk about this. I have a couple of real-time use cases, and at each use case or to solve each use case what kind of method we should use, right, and how that will help us. So we will be going in this way. And remember one thing, this video will be it can be a good recap for you if you are going for an interviews, because mostly, as you know, so nowadays everyone are asking questions on Streams API as well. So they're not asking what is a filter, what is a map. Instead they will give you a real-time use case and they will ask you to solve that use case using Streams API methods. So if you are preparing for any interviews, it will be a good one and it will be a perfect one to refresh your knowledge. And without having any further delay, let's dive into the methods. And the first one which I'm going to talk is about filter, which is very important and the mostly asked one. So what exactly a filter? So as I spoke here, if you are having a stream of elements, okay, and based on a condition you want to select few elements from the stream of elements, then filter is for you. So if I talk about a real-time use case, suppose assume there is a chat room and there are users. Multiple users will join into a chat room, and each chat room is having room name, capacity and list of users. If list of users is 0, then this chat room is not having any users. In the sense, what are the users that are going to join in the chat room available in this list? That's it. Now what kind of methods that I'm going to discuss in this session, everything will be on the same case. Okay, now if I come back to the question on the filter, so you have a list of chat rooms and you have to find out chat rooms with no users join. When can I say there are no users? When this list is 0, right? So here what exactly I want, from the stream of chat rooms I want to select few chat rooms based on a condition, then I should use the filter. So list of chat rooms and filter, what is the condition here? Users.length equal to 0, that is the condition. Then I will be getting the filter chat rooms. And if I show you the code snippet, yeah, actually I'm not going to write anything because I want to make this really quick one, so that it will be a quick recap for your quick revision for you before you go for any interviews. Okay, that is the reason I'm just going to show code snippets. So chatroom list dot stream dot filter, and here I will write my condition, then I will be getting the filtered chat rooms. And if I go to the next one is about map. As you know, a map will be using to transform the elements, right? Suppose I'm having a list of strings and I want to transform a list of strings to list of integers, one state to other state, okay, or one stream of elements to other stream of elements, then I can use the map. In the same way, there is another one, map to int. Map to int is nothing but the output should be the int stream, that's it. Suppose in the map you will be converting a stream to another stream, right? If the end stream is I want it as a integers or a stream of integers, then I should use map to int. Same, if I, as I said here, converting a list of strings to list of integers, then I can use the as I told you here, the converting elements of a stream to primitive int values. As I told you, the end result should be a int stream, that's it. Okay, when can I help it? What is the usage of map to int? Suppose if your interviewer asks you, or there is a situation that you have to find out a sum of elements, okay, or you want to find out an aggregation, or you want to find out some average. So all these kind of aggregate operations if you want to perform, then map to int is the right one for you. And if I show you a question, you have a list of chat rooms and you have to find a list of room names, okay, So here if you can see, so what I have used map because from stream of chat rooms, okay, I want stream of strings, in the sense stream of room names. So one stream to another stream here. So list of chat rooms to list of rooms, then I can use map. Simply inside map I can use chat room get room name, then I will be getting the list of room names. That's it. And if I, in the same way, instead of room names, if I ask you to retrieve, okay, list of capacities, then I can use map, or I can use map to int as well, because here the capacity is integer type, right? Then what kind of stream it is? It is a int stream. So that is the reason I can use map to int. And the main benefit by using map to int here is I can perform couple of aggregation functions as well on top of the map to int stream. So you will be seeing in the further questions actually. But now assume if it is one stream to another stream, you can use map. If the and stream is you want it as a string, int stream, then you can use map to int. And the next one is reduce. So what exactly a reduce? Remember guys, reduce will help you in lot many cases. So just have a good knowledge on reduce as well. Okay, reduce in the sense you have a stream of elements. From the stream of elements, the output should be only one element. Okay, that one element can be a maximum element, or the one element or the output single value can be a minimum element of all the elements, or it can be a sum of elements, it can be any, right? But from the stream of elements you will be getting only one element. At that time you will use reduce. Okay, so for example, you can use reduce to find sum of elements in a stream of numbers, right? A sum will be a single element, right? The output will be a single value. So that time you can use reduce. So if I show you a real-time question, then you have a list of chat rooms and you have to find out the sum of all rooms capacity. Here each chat room is having its own capacity. Okay, I ask you, suppose if I ask you find out the sum of all chat rooms capacity, then you can reduce this for you. You can use with reduce, or you can use map to int as well. Anything you can use. Okay, so if I show you snippets, okay, so chat room is just stream that map to int, and here just from the stream of chat rooms I will get the stream of capacities. Once I get the map to stream of capacities, then I can apply sum. This will give me the total capacities across the chat rooms. Another way is you can use collectors as well. Okay, collectors also provide couple of functions, okay, to perform summing the integers, or to getting the maximum elements or minimum elements. So all these aggregations also you can be doing with collectors. Okay, and the third option is you can use map to int. I have received a stream of integers here, or an int stream. On top of that I can apply reduce, because what I told you reduce is from a stream of elements, reduce will give you a single value, right? So just provide the stream of elements to the reduce, and I can apply integer reference to some method, then I can get a value. So a reduce can be useful to get a sum as well. So, next, you have a list of chat rooms and have to find out the average capacity of all chat rooms. Okay, so now so there is a chat rooms, and each chat room is having a capacity, and what I have to do is I have to find out the average capacity, right? Average in the sense, so total capacity by number of chat rooms. So I should get the sum of all the capacities by number of chat rooms will be my average, right? But how to do with streams? Okay, at that time you can use map to int. See, do you observe how much a map to int function helps us here? So to get the sum, to get the average, right, to perform any operations on the int stream, then I can use map to int here, right? So from the chart room stream, I will be getting capacity stream. On top of that, I can perform average. Okay. In the same way, as I told you before, collectors also provide couple of utility methods. So one of the method is averaging double. So here with this averaging double, still I will get the same thing. So collectors dot summing in, averaging double. So there are a couple of other utility methods also we will be seeing in this session. So just keep all this method information in your mind so that you can crack any question if they asked on the Java 8 streams. Okay. Now the next one is flat map. So when will I use the flat map? So a flat map is nothing but if you have a list of list, okay, a list of list, then you want to have a single list. Okay, by having all the elements into a single list, then you will use flat map. Simple. So as I told you here, you have a stream of collections or arrays and you want to flatten them into a single stream. For example, a flat map transform a stream of list of strings into a single stream of strings. How can I say? Okay, suppose there is a list, okay, and that list is having a list of odd numbers and a list of even numbers. Here a list contains a list of odd, list of even. Now what if I want a single list by having all the odds and evens? Then you can use the flat map. It flattens the list. Simple. So for example, you have a list of chat rooms and you have to find out the number of users of all chat rooms. If you see here, till now we are worked on the single properties, right? A list of room names or list of capacities. But here a chat room itself is having a list of users. This is itself a list, okay, and a second chat room also having the list. When I want a number of users, in the sense I should have a single list from all the lists together and then I should get the size. So for example, you have a list of chat rooms. Chat room 1 is having list of users, chat room 2 also having list of users, chat room 3 also having list of users. Okay, then I should combine all chat rooms user list into a single list. Now the size of this single a list of users is nothing but all chat rooms users list together, right? So that's it. So now flat map will help us to do this. So chat room list dot stream dot flat map, then chat room dot get users list dot stream. Simple. So just provide the stream of user list to the flat map so that it will flatten all the users list into a single list. Now the size of this flat map or the size of this stream, single stream, is nothing but the sum of users, right? Suppose if you want to have the nicknames, you want to print the nicknames, then same thing, flat map of just flatten the users list and then iterate each one and get the nickname. So you will be needed the flat map when you have this kind of requirement. Now if you come to the another one, you have a list of chat rooms and you have to find out the number of messages of users of all chat rooms. So if you see here, each list of users, suppose each user is having a list of messages, each chat room is having a list of users. Now what we have to do, when you want to have the number of total messages of all chat rooms, you have to flatten the messages as well, right? So the same thing, when you get the flat map of list of users, now each user is having a list of messages, right? You have to again flatten the messages. That's it. So flat map and then again apply the flat map, then you will be getting the solution. Now the other one is, you have a list of chat rooms, you have to find chat rooms with maximum users and minimum users. Now how can I say maximum? Which list is bigger, that is the maximum. Which list of users is lesser than others, that is the minimum, right? Now here, as I told you, when you have a maximum, when you have to find out maximum or minimum, okay, you can use reduce, okay, or you can use max min functions as well. So let's see that. So if we see here, a list of chat rooms I'm taking dot stream, reduce. As I told you, reduce will take stream of elements and it will give you a single one. A single element can be a maximum one or the minimum one, right? It can be anything, it can be a sum as well. Okay, so here I'm taking two elements. It is a binary operator, it takes two arguments. And which list is, suppose if I say user list dot size dot greater than ch2 dot size, then I'm returning ch1, or else I'm returning another chart room. So this will give you a maximum one. Okay, in the same way, I can use stream.max operator, max method as well. This max expects a comparator actually. So that's the reason comparator.comparing int. Okay, because size is nothing but int, right? That's the reason I'm doing comparing int. Okay, of this size, simple. And in the same way for minimum, the same thing, but here instead of greater than I will use less than. That's it. And also you will be having a minimum method as well, which can give you a minimum among the streams. Okay, so this is about what kind of methods you will be using on based on the data types. So that is also should be keeping in your mind. Here why I'm using comparing int, because there is a comparing as well. Because here based on the size I have to determine which is maximum or minimum. Now the size is nothing but an integer. That is the reason I can use comparing int. Okay, now the next one is comparing int. This already I told you. As I told you here, if you want to compare int properties, then you will be using the comparing int. Okay, if you want to compare the references, then you simply can use comparing. Okay, now you have a list of chat rooms, and you have to sort chat rooms by number of users. Okay, as I told you, number of users in the sense which chat room is having a higher number of users, that should come first. Okay, so here if you can see here I'm using sorted. Okay, so actually this is the ascending order. Okay, dot order, and inside I can use I can use sorted method, and inside I can compare the sizes of list. That will give me the things. Or I can use comparator.comparing int as well. And if you want to be in a descending order, you should use reversed. Okay, so remember that always by default sorted will give you in ascending order. If you want it to be a descending order, you should use reverse method. Okay, now the other one is grouping by. Okay, a grouping by is a special type of collector that allows you to group elements of streams based on a particular property. Okay, in the sense, suppose you can use grouping by to group a stream of people by their city. Suppose you are having a stream and a stream of people, and each people is having a city as a property, and by city if you want to group the people, you can use grouping by. So if I come to our use case, then there is you have a list of chat rooms, and you have to find the list of chat rooms by status. Assume each chat room is having status as well. The status can be chat room is ongoing or expired or closed, whatever. Okay, based on the status you want to group the chat rooms. Then simply a grouping by function you can use, and this grouping function available on the collectors. As I told you, collectors will provide you lot of utility methods. Okay, so before going for any interview, just have a quick review on the collectors class as well. Okay, this will provide you lot of utility methods. Okay, simply grouping by status will give me a map, right? Because grouping by always returns you a hash map. Remember that, not hash map, I mean map. Okay, so map of string comma list of chart rooms, that's what you will be getting. Okay, and the next one is counting. A counting basically actually with the grouping you can use counting, which counts the results, simply speaking. So you have to find out the number of chat rooms count by status. In the sense, after grouping by status, I want to count it. Okay, in each status how many chat rooms are there. Okay, then I can use counting as well. This is also utility method available on the collections. Okay, so when in the collect I will use collectors.grouping by status comma collectors.counting, simple. Okay, and the other one is collecting and then. Okay, so collecting and then is like if you want to perform some additional operations on top of the result. In the sense, you have received your stream. Okay, On top of the stream, you have to couple of other things. Okay, then you can use collecting and then method. So suppose you have a list of chat rooms and you have to find the total sum of capacity of chat rooms grouped by status. Okay, here what I have done, I have grouped my chat rooms by status. Okay, on top of that I have to find out the total capacity by in each group. Then here as I told you before, grouping by I will use. Okay, once I did the grouping by, then collector start collecting, and then in the sense on top of this stream, okay, whatever this grouping by will provide me, okay, on top of that I'm performing some additional operations. So in each group, okay, what I'm doing is I'm summing the chart rooms capacities, chart rooms capacities, and then I'm providing a value. So the return type is into value, right? So that's the region. Here the status, chart room status, and the capacity of all chart rooms. So simply speaking, collecting, and then you will be needing, if you want to do any operation based on the end result, simply speaking. Okay, so here or else what will happen, so once I did the collector stat grouping by function, it will return me a hash map of status comma chart room, list of chart rooms, right? Now on top of that again have to do the things. Instead of that, simply in the same pipeline I can be using, I can do the further things based with the help of collecting and then. So these are the different stream methods which are available, and I'm telling you what kind of methods we have discussed. That will help you in many ways, in lot of situations, to in your real-time projects or in the interviews. So I know I went in too speed, I know that. As I told you, I want to make it as a quick one, and so that before you go for an interviews, you can have a quick review on the stream API methods, and you can refresh your knowledge on the streams API. So that is the reason I went a bit speedway. So that's it guys, and thanks for hearing this.